FarmHER is advancing its mission of highlighting women in agriculture. Not only is there a new episode of Dirt Diaries podcast out today, we're also announcing our first ever FarmHER digital exclusive episode. And it features Bridget Bryant, who turned a porch garden into a powerful community mission, growing fresh food for those in need. And part one of her episode premieres today at 2 p.m. Eastern on the RFD-TV Now app. But you don't have to wait until then, because guess what? Bridget has taken time to come by our studio for a sneak peek of her episode. Bridget, so good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
I am excited about Dirt Diaries, and I love your story. Tell us a little bit about your story and really some background on yourself.
So I was born and raised in Mississippi, and so a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago, I moved here with my brother to Tennessee. And so what I tell everybody how I got interested in farming is because my grandfather was a farmer. He used to have like pigs. And in fact, I found a photo of the green truck that he used to have. He used to drive with them, had the green pigs on it. And so one day he was out in the field. He was growing black-eyed peas. And so I'm a little girl, 7 years old, around 7. I was like, oh, can I help? And he looked at me, he looked at a little bitty dress, and he's like, nah, baby. And so then I was just kind of inspired me just to see him, out there and him growing his own food. And also I was out with my great-grandmother as well. She had a garden. So that kind of sparked my curiosity. I've always been kind of an outside nature girl, but for me, when I started growing, it was just something so empowering about growing your own food.
It certainly is.
Yes.
And so tell us about the Zeissus Garden and that project.
So Zeissus Garden, initially, like I said before, I named it Ollie's Garden. I was like, no, I need something more personal. Bridget's Garden. And I was like, no. And then I put Zeissus together, which is my son Zion's name, which he's actually featured in the film, and my heavenly daughter Isis' name, and she would have been 21 on the 15th. Aww. So that is a way for me to always have life around me and surrounding me.
Right.
Yes.
And talk about the project and what you do with some of the things you grow, because I know that you partnered with the Nashville Food Project, didn't you?
Yes. So I do deliver with the Nashville Food Project. I'm actually at their new Growing Together farmers market that we have on Saturdays as well. And I also deliver to another nonprofit organization, and I have a CSA since we initially started. That I also, have my customers.
Right. So
yes.
Where are you exactly located?
We're located in Antioch, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just right outside of Nashville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are you considered an urban farm? Because Antioch is still...
I guess it would be considered urban.
Yeah.
I don't consider it urban. I just consider it farming.
You just got your little farm.
Yes, technically it's an urban farm.
I love that. Talk about, too, because I know being a FarmHER, kind of having cameras on the property and doing all that. What was that experience like?
I don't know. It was exciting for me because it was just like, oh, I am here. Because like a few years ago, I saw the FarmHER and I was like, I want to be on that TV show. And then, things just fell in place, and then voila, here I was. But it was so exciting. It was just like, okay, farmers are being recognized, and
right.
Female farmers are being recognized.
Female farmers, because you've got a story to tell, not
yes.
just the agriculture story, but your personal story as well. And I understand you have an event called a Self-Love Fest. Tell me about that.
So for me, I created Self-Love Fest. I feel that a lot of underlying issues that people have is because the lack of self-love for themselves. So I created Self-Love Fest. Last year was just a basic, my first one. And so this year we're focusing on inner child, because a lot of us are hurt little children just running around, So this year it will be on September 14th. And it's from 11 to 3, and it will be focused on the inner child. So we'll have different activities like yoga, a sound bath, and different things that kind of like, give adults the opportunity to tap into that inner child and be a child for a few hours.
And that is so important.
Yes.
It is so refreshing. Where can they find more information and find out about the event?
They can actually go to my website, www.zeissgarden.com, and actually purchase a ticket there.
All right, that's awesome. Well,
Yes.
Bridget, you are just an amazing woman, and
Thank
we're so
you.
honored to have you part of our FarmHER family.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be a part of it.
This is Bridget Bryant with Zysis Garden, and of course, be sure and catch Bridget's FarmHER digital exclusive episode airing in 4 individual segments and dropping daily at 2 p.m. Eastern starting today through Sunday. And you can catch it all on the RFD-TV Now app. You're also not going to want to miss a brand new episode of Dirt Diaries that drops today. Host Kirbe Schnoor sits down with orchardist and digital storyteller Kate Thornton, better known as the Apple Girl. That episode is out now on all podcast platforms and will air Saturday at 4 Eastern on Rural Radio on Sirius XM.